আর ফ্যান বন্ধ করলে আপনাকে আরেকটা জিনিস বলি, অনেক লোকের কান্নার শব্দ আসে, কিন্তু এটা ফ্যান ছাড়া থাকা অবস্থায় বোঝা যায় না।
May 29, 2016. Sheikh Mohammed Salim was waiting at a car body repair shop in Kapasia, Gazipur. His family had been involved in the transportation business for a long time, and he was very interested in overseeing the repair of one of their buses. Suddenly, a microbus arrived at the scene. Salim was distracted. Before he could understand anything, 4 to 5 people got out of the microbus. One of them had a device with a monitor in his hand. Immediately, Salim's phone in his pocket rang. As soon as he reached for his pocket to answer the phone, the people realized they had found their target. One of them came forward and asked, "Are you Sheikh Mohammed Salim?" He nodded affirmatively. Immediately, 2 people on either side of him grabbed him, forcefully lifted him up, and took him into their microbus. His hands were tied behind his back. His eyes were covered with a cloth, and a cap was placed on his head. Salim had no idea who was arresting him, let alone why he was being taken away. But shortly after, he would be imprisoned in an illegal prison called Aynaghar, which is operated by the Directorate General of Forces Intelligence, DGFI, Bangladesh's military intelligence agency. Salim in Aynaghar. Salim's village home is in Kapasia. His family owns a transportation business. Before going to Malaysia a few years ago, he himself had driven commercial vehicles countless times on the Dhaka-Gazipur road. As a result, when the microbus carrying him reached the Rajendrapur railway crossing or passed through the Rajendrapur cantonment, even though his eyes were covered, he could understand where this road, Rajendrapur-Gazipur Dhaka, was. He could also roughly guess where he was being taken. When he was finally taken out of the microbus, he heard the sound of a collapsible gate, which many in Bangladesh call a Khechi gate, opening. Then he was taken down a staircase into a windowless room. A doctor came and checked his blood pressure and conducted a medical checkup. Then he was taken to a cell. Salim has given us some details about this secret prison. For example, what kind of food and drink, energy plus biscuit, he was given, or what brand of water bottle he was given, etc. In the place where he was kept, several very high-pitched exhaust fans ran almost all day and night. He sometimes felt the vibration of a plane taking off and landing, so he could guess that there might be an airport or base nearby where planes were taking off and landing. Those who were previously imprisoned in that room before Salim also left clear clues about the identity of his abductors. Many have carved the name DGFI into the walls of the room with bones from the meat given with food or some hard object. In a recent interview, Salim said, "There's a lot of writing inside that room, carved into the walls. I don't think it's possible to feel how many people have been kept here. Everyone's handwriting style is different. DGFI is taking me, DGFI arrested me from home, there's a lot of writing like that. Many people are also leaving numbers so that if possible, someone can tell my family to look for me, that the government is keeping me imprisoned here in this way." Mohammed Salim said, "And if you turned off the fan, I'll tell you something else, you could hear a lot of people crying, but you couldn't notice that with the fan being off." Hasibur Rahman, another prisoner of Aynaghar, said, "To ensure that no sound can be heard and that no sound from inside can escape, they use very large exhaust fans. For example, there are 2 exhaust fans for every 5 rooms, meaning 4 exhaust fans for 10 rooms, so that no sound can escape from inside and no outside sound can come in." Both individuals provided similar descriptions of the cells they were imprisoned in. For instance, they mentioned that there were no windows. There was a door with 2 parts, an iron barred door followed by a wooden door with a hole in it. For those who want to know what Aynaghar is, here's a brief description. It was a room without light or air, with 2 doors made of iron and wood. There was a fan that ran constantly at a very high speed. When the fan was turned off for about 30 seconds a day, the rooms would be completely silent. You could find the handwriting of many people on the walls of Aynaghar. There were also phone numbers. People who were abducted were kept there. A few soundproof rooms were used as torture cells. They were taken to the washroom blindfolded. Since the Awami League returned to power in Bangladesh in 2009, enforced disappearances or abductions have become a brutal and effective method of government repression. According to the human rights organization Aynaghar, at least 605 people have been victims of enforced disappearances in Bangladesh between 2009 and September 2021. The international human rights organization Human Rights Watch has recently published a list of 86 individuals who have been detained for at least 10 years and whose whereabouts remain unknown.